Hey guys! So this is where our cross-country road trip of 2018 ended and our Southeast Asian backpacking adventure began. Massachusetts was our last stop in the US before flying overseas for a few months. On December 3rd, 2018, we made our departure flight headed for Southeast Asia, which is where we would be for the next few months, with our first stop being the Philippines. Oh my gosh, did I just say Asia? I think I did. Well, you all know I meant Asia, right? I think so. Anyways, I'll go ahead and spare you the details of the 30 plus hours of epically maddening travel it took us to get here. But if you're curious to hear and see the details of that epically maddening travel, I linked a blog post about the whole fiasco in the description box below. But in all honesty, the ridiculously lengthy journey it took to get us here was 1,000,000% worth it. I absolutely fell in love with Wild Wild and all of their friendly people, sea turtles, sunsets, smoothie bowls, free roaming dogs with fake eyebrows on them, and stunning beaches and waterfalls. It was like the perfect little beach town to transition from living in a van to living out of a backpack, like for sure. The morning after we arrived in Moabwal, we walked down the road from our hostel to a nearby beach where it's pretty well known for thousands of sardines hanging out right next to the shore. But anyways, I had very limited snorkeling experience prior to this, so the literal thousands of sardines kind of scared me. Even though I love any kind of body of water, I was at this point in time terrified of fish in water. Was that rational? No, but I definitely got more comfortable along our travels. So at this point, we were pretty stoked that we were making this whole backpacking thing work out, especially considering we had put very little energy into planning it. We had kind of been focusing on planning our road trip and spending time with our family before making our way here. Oh, and we had put a little bit of energy into wedding planning, which is a whole other story for a different time. But anyways, things just kind of seemed to be falling into place, and we were, like I mentioned earlier, pretty stoked on it. One of the main reasons we came to the Philippines was to visit Kawasan Falls, which was right outside this little town that we were in, and swim in the blue water that is there. So walking around this little town of Moabwal, we met a couple guys who worked for a canyoneering tour company. So we made a plan with them to meet up the next morning so that we could go explore Kawasan Falls. And by explore, I mean jump off cliffs. So they say that it's easier to try new things traveling, and that was definitely the case for me here. I can confidently say that I conquered my fear of cliff jumping at Kawasan Falls. But with blue water that inviting, how could I not? I think there were 7 jumps total, and the highest jump being 45 feet, which I am proud to say that I jumped off of. This is heaven right now. So I don't know about you guys, but I am a super vivid dreamer, and being here, it just felt like I was in a dream that I didn't really have to wake up from. Kawasan Falls is trippy nature wonder that just kind of sparks your desire to continually explore and find and seek out and be in wonders like this. It's you can help But ask yourself, like, how is this like real when you're there, you know, or somewhere like this? And obviously the answer is, you know, science, but you just can't help but feel like there's a little more going on behind the scenes.
That means it's 30 feet.
You jump 30 feet?
Yeah.
So that 45-foot cliff jump I was talking about earlier, yeah, that's coming up here, and I actually am going to share the footage of me being so scared of jumping, because, I mean, I have to. It's just hilarious, you know? And it's like real, you know? It took a lot of guts for me to jump off that freaking cliff edge, and I'm proud of myself. I think I would have really regretted not jumping, and you know, this is just me telling you, if I can do this, then you know, next time you're on the edge of a cliff, like, just, you know, do it. Just jump. Even if you're not really like on the edge of a cliff, even if it's just like, you know, an analogy, just do the thing you're afraid to do, because if you don't do it, you'll regret it later. You know what I mean? With all that being said, I'm sure I probably would be just as terrified to do it again, or I might not even do it again because I already did it the one time. You know what I mean? So just like any other rational, logical girl that travels all the way across the world to a pretty place, like, I made my, you know, dude and I travel back to the place that we had just gone the previous day so that we could take cool pictures. And I'm glad we did, because this was the result. Yeah, I mean, would you do the same thing, or am I just like a Looney Tunes? I mean, I know I'm like a Looney Tunes, but let me know in the comments below if you do the same thing, you know? Also, since you're here and I have your attention, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button, because it would super duper help me out, keep me stoked, and motivated to keep making more videos, maybe a little quicker than I already do. And it's like so funny watching these videos from before I was a mom and had a baby attached to me all the time. Like, this would not happen now, you know? Like, you're just so carefree. Now I wonder, like, what the heck did I used to do with all my free time before I had a baby? And like, this is it. You're looking at it like I just used to like do nothing except chill. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, I did a lot more than just chill. But, like, even right now, just, like, recording this voiceover for this little video, like, I have to bribe my husband to watch the baby for, you know, however long it takes me to record this so that I can do it and upload it and share it. Okay, anyway, sorry. Back to the video. So during our minimal research looking into backpacking around the Philippines, we had come across quite a few travelers who had talked about their experience with the whale sharks in Oslab, which is like on the other side of the island Cebu from where Moal Boal was. Anyways, there were two options for having an interaction with these gentle giants. One was a guaranteed encounter, and the second was like a more ethical, not so guaranteed encounter. And since we hadn't given ourselves much time to plan and look into our options, we chose the guaranteed one. But looking back, I really wish we would have risked not meeting them and chose like the more ethical of the two options. I mean, there were positives and negatives of both of the choices and of the option that we decided on, and I went ahead and talked about the pros and cons in a blog post that I linked below. But no matter where you are in the world, if you want to swim with these magnificent creatures, I would encourage you to find the most ethical, sustainable, and natural way to go about it. But regardless, these beauties, I think, are the only sharks that I could ever swim with and not feel like I want to burst into like a million scared little pieces. Can you believe I went from like being scared of swimming with sardines to swimming with these guys? I know. I'm proud of me too. Thank you so much for following along the first leg of our overseas backpacking adventure. Stay tuned to hear and see all about the next leg of our Filipino adventure. There are mystical watering holes, funny little monkey-looking creatures, and chocolate hills to come. See you next time. Love you guys. Bye.